You stare at the unfinished to-do list, feeling that familiar weight in your chest. The dishes are piled up. 3 work projects need attention. Your friend texted twice about plans you forgot to confirm. Your fitness app reminds you it's been 9 days since your last workout. Why can't I just get it together? You whisper to yourself. If you've labeled yourself lazy, you're not alone. This self-diagnosis seems logical when tasks remain undone and goals stay unmet. But what if this conclusion is fundamentally wrong? What most people call laziness is actually overwhelm in disguise. Let's reframe this. Your brain isn't broken. Your willpower isn't defective. The problem isn't your character, it's your capacity. Think about your mental bandwidth like RAM on a computer. When too many programs run simultaneously, the system slows down, freezes, or crashes. This isn't a defect, it's what happens when demands exceed capacity. Your mind works the same way. The human brain evolved to handle a limited number of concerns at once. Our ancestors worried about immediate survival needs: food, shelter, physical safety. They didn't juggle email notifications, social media updates, political news, career advancement, retirement planning, and relationship maintenance, all while trying to stay hydrated and remember to call their mother. The modern world bombards us with more inputs than any human brain was designed to process. As neuroscientist Daniel Levitin explains in The Organized Mind, we're exposed to more information in a single day than our ancestors encountered in an entire lifetime. This cognitive overload triggers our brain's defense mechanisms. When faced with too many demands, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for planning, decision-making, and self-control, essentially shuts down. What feels like laziness is actually your brain's circuit breaker flipping to prevent a complete system crash. Consider what happens when you walk into a messy room with items scattered everywhere. Your brain must process each object, categorize it, and decide its importance. Every item demands attention. After a point, your brain says enough and seeks escape through distraction or inaction. This isn't laziness, it's self-preservation. The issue becomes clearer when we examine motivation. True laziness would mean not caring about outcomes. But most lazy people care deeply. They want clean homes, completed projects, and healthy bodies. The disconnect between desires and actions isn't about motivation. It's about mental overwhelm blocking the path to action. But some people manage to do it all. You might think. This comparison trap ignores a crucial truth. You never see the full picture of another person's life. The colleague who seems to have it all together might be neglecting their health, relationships, or mental well-being. They might have resources you don't: household help, family support, financial security, or neurological differences that affect how they process information. Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, notes that accomplished people often succeed not by doing more, but by doing less with greater focus. They ruthlessly eliminate non-essential demands on their attention. The way forward isn't trying harder, it's recognizing your finite capacity and respecting it. Start by acknowledging that overwhelm is real. Your brain isn't designed for unlimited tasks and decisions. When psychologist Barry Schwartz studied choice overload for his book, The Paradox of Choice, he found that excessive options paralyze decision-making ability. Too many choices shut down our capacity to choose at all. Next, audit your mental load. Write down everything on your mind: work tasks, home responsibilities, relationship concerns, health goals, financial worries. See the totality of what you're asking your brain to manage. Would you expect any system to handle all this simultaneously? The Greek philosopher Epictetus taught that peace comes from focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot. This Stoic principle applies perfectly to overwhelm. You can expand your brain's natural capacity, but you can reduce what you ask it to process. This means making hard choices about what matters most. As Greg McKeown argues in Essentialism, the path to effectiveness isn't doing more things reasonably well, but doing fewer things better. This requires saying no to others and to yourself. Create designated spaces for different activities. When items have clear homes, Your brain doesn't waste energy tracking their locations. When tasks have dedicated times, your mind doesn't spend resources remembering and worrying about them. Break complex projects into concrete next actions. Our brains love clarity. Research vacation options. Feels overwhelming. Spend 20 minutes looking at 3 possible destinations. Feels doable. As David Allen explains in Getting Things Done, vague projects create mental friction that concrete next steps eliminate. Build in recovery time. Your brain, like any organ, needs rest to function optimally. Productivity expert Tony Schwartz advocates the pulse and pause approach, periods of focused work followed by genuine breaks. Without recovery, mental fatigue compounds until shutdown is inevitable. Most importantly, practice self-compassion. When researcher Kristen Neff studied self-criticism, she found it actually undermines motivation rather than enhancing it. Labeling yourself lazy doesn't improve performance. It erodes the psychological safety needed for growth and action. The next time you feel stuck, frozen, or avoidant of tasks, try replacing "I'm so lazy" with "I'm dealing with overwhelm right now." This isn't semantic gymnastics. It's accurately naming the problem so you can apply the right solution. You wouldn't pour more water into an overflowing cup. Don't pile more expectations onto an overwhelmed mind. Your worth isn't measured by your productivity. Your value doesn't depend on how many items you check off a list. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is rest, simplify, and create space for your brain to function as it was designed to. So no, you're not lazy. You're human, with a magnificent but finite brain trying to navigate an infinitely complex world. Treat that brain with the care and respect it deserves, and you might find that what you thought was laziness was just your mind's way of asking for what it needed all along.